What up? It's your boy Eli. Yo, listen, we are here at Rebirth Live Theater, and listen, if you're not here, you're not anywhere. Come out, man. We about to get it popping. DJ Tim Dog and Awesome Panel. It's on, baby.
You gonna walk past me? Where I go?
My bad.
You gonna walk right past me? You already know we here, man.
What it is? What
Rebirth Live, my man Eli Shea. It's your host right now, Radio Shack. It's great energy. The people in there, they're eating, they're drinking. Now listen, if you wasn't here tonight, you better come the next time. It's a situation.
Without these next two the dynamic duo that I'm bringing to the stage. Please, once again, everybody turn your phones off because that sounds like a rotary. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I introduce you the visionary founder of Rebirth U LLC, the captivating host of the Rebirth Podcast, a two-time author, and an esteemed mental health expert with a wealth of knowledge, experience, and a profound commitment to mental well-being, the one and only Shea Marriott.
Like me, I have a strong personality, so sometimes people tiptoe around those things, but she gets right with me, and I love that, and I need that.
Okay, awesome. Aww, she's my Levante. Anybody else want to talk about that question?
I would chime in here.
Okay.
So one thing that helps me when I face failure is my husband. He always constantly encourages me. Even if I do fail at something, he always finds a way to tell me, even if you did not do well or didn't do what you wanted to do, you're going to do better next time. So I have a really good support system in my husband and in my family.
Let's big up black men, ladies. Let's big up black men, ladies.
Like, oh, you got your period, you're getting on a pill. It was like, that was it. Like, you know, and I grew up in a household of religious parents as well, so they pretty much just told us, don't fornicate, and that was the gist of it. So I learned through trial and error, but I will say that the things that I thought were the most important in sex as a younger person don't even matter now that I'm older. Like, the things that made sex seem so amazing, you know what I mean, when I was younger, don't even come into play now that I'm older. But moving forward, now that I have daughters, like you said, I make sure that I talk to them about it. It's social media out there now. If we don't teach our kids, they will learn from their friends, from social media, technology. And I make it a point to have those uncomfortable conversations with my girls. And a lot of times they're like, oh, Mom, no. Yes, we're talking about it. It's a dick, and it's, it can have bumps. Here's a picture of what it would look like if it had bumps. That's what yours is going to look like.
And I married, it's weird, but I'm like, are you my dad?
Yeah, I'm your daddy.
But that's something my dad would have did. So he was like, so
just proves my point, but it's definitely a thing.
My relationship with my dad set my standards really high because out of 12 children, I was truly daddy's girl. So it's like, and she's saying she married a man like her dad. When I tell you I did the same thing, my dad and my husband have the same birthday. That's how close I got. Like, and me and my mom look at each other when we're together because we're always like finding out, yeah, it's like they're just alike. It drives us insane, but anyway. But it kind of set my standards high because I think a dad's role in a girl's life is so important when he's doing the right things. He's showing her what to expect, what love looks like, what it what it feels like, and what you should expect from a man. So I think that's so major. And I went through a stage in my life where I settled and I did accept less. But because of the reflection of the relationship with my dad when I was younger, I realized that I wasn't choosing the right thing. And that's what helped me to focus on who I needed to be with and what I was worthy of.
Very good. I'm so glad that you just said that because I was about to have a moment of transparency, where I feel like, first of all, I love my dad so much. I was adopted, and he was the first man that I've ever witnessed in that fatherhood role, right? To show me unconditional love. Oh my God, why am I about to cry? Girl, hold on. We're not about to cry.
It's all good. You in a safe space.
We're not even about to cry right now. Indian, pull it together. He was the first man that showed me unconditional love. The love that I witnessed of how he treated my mom, just the way in which he catered to her needs, the way in which he catered to his household, how hard he worked. And all of those things set the standard and the precedent of the type of man that I aspired to one day meet, but I didn't acknowledge the fact that because of traumas that I went through in my life, I didn't believe I deserved that. So I settled. And this is, no knock to anyone that I've ever dated or even my child's father. But it's just the reality, right, of what I know that I deserved out of life. And there was a man that was in the household that showed me better.
Also a reminder for those of you that are raising young girls, it's important to talk to your daughters about their bodies. Like, people feel shy. They feel, like it's a shameful thing. So I'd rather for you to talk to your daughters and the young men, like you said, their sons as well, about their bodies, so they will learn that from you and not from the streets.
Thank you for clearing that up. That was not a creeper question.
I'll answer. I'm still learning. My mom's approach was a little different. I don't need to put her business out there, but I guess we're doing this. Let's go for it. She would say when it came to when I started dating, I got in big trouble. I had a hickey. It was really bad.
And you light-skinned too?
Right? But she more so talked from her experiences and tried to teach me that, when stuff starts getting hot and bothered, that things might go a little far, and this is what you need to pay attention to. So my mom taught me through her experience, but I still feel, especially in having women that are great friends of mine, that I have much more to learn about that category, that icky question you asked. But it's not really icky because it's there.
All right, then.
You can seek the Lord, you can do all of that, and that I'm not saying nothing against that. Not that there's nothing too hard for God, but because we have free will, He can choose no longer to want to do it God's way. And then you're still sitting in something where you're being abused or whatever, to whatever degree, and the long suffering now becomes toxic. And then now you're like, well, God, I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing all of this, and He's not changing. The reality is, He has free will. We all have free will. And God is not going to force any of us to change. So if He's not willing to do the work, if He's not willing to acknowledge the imperfections and say, okay, I want to do the work, and then you're supporting Him, yes, I can see where the change will come in. The long suffering is definitely, but if the person is showing you the consistent pattern of toxicity and not being willing to change, you can pray until heaven comes down, but their willingness is not there. So it makes it even harder for you.
But once again, we're going to need the energy from the crowd. So, What I'm gonna do is, first off, make sure you follow Rebirth Live on IG, right? On all the social platforms. Make sure you follow Rebirth Radio, all right? And since there's so much New Yorkers, I'm gonna really test right quick, see what we got. If I was to say, hey, you, that's why I bang out with y'all right there. There we go.
I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting it's going to be easy. What I'm saying is that you stay the course with the process and trust the process. You know, we had the women up here, and women had a problem with the submission word. We might as well call it out of their name. But the reality is this. The reality is this. As men, we need to know how to submit to other men. Dr. Miles Monroe said this. He said, a man that doesn't submit to another man is out of control. So, for me, I had mentors and I had other men that I submit to. As a matter of fact, my wife knows if I start tripping, one day I decide I want to get in and start tripping, she knows there's several men that she can call that will give me a call that have permission to speak into my life to get me back on track. So men have to learn to find a model of what you want to be, or even connecting with people that you can trust and confide in, that if you find yourself off the rails, that they have permission to speak into your life and you will submit to their leadership so that you can get yourself back on track.
So whether it be an issue with your family or relationships outside of your family, whatever, but being a man just means that you're being strong enough to accept whatever positive energy somebody's bringing to you.
You don't want to be there. Okay. That's the definition of me of being a man. All right.
So I would like to add to everything you guys said, also to be a provider and a protector. Just letting the people that you are providing and protecting for know that if a bear comes through that door, he has to come through me, right? And I think that is an example. I mean, that shows up in everything that, that you are comfortable.
But in the right direction. And I think it comes from a lot of men struggle, and this is interesting because we grow up with spending time with the homes. This is never. Now, I mean, we gonna go down prices, we gonna get at these kids, we do all of that. But as we get older, we don't dedicate time to understand that we need a romance as much as we need a romance. You know what I mean? And that romance becomes that mechanism of healing, because relationships wasn't intended for us to suffer. And sometimes we suffering because Bishop got my answer and I ain't spending enough time with you. You know what I mean? I'm not seeing him in action. I'm not listening to what he struggled with, so I can kind of extract the ointment I need in my situation. So I don't even got hope. So he, in essence, becomes my G code.
And you know what? And women need to understand. That's something women don't understand. They think when we're all getting together, it's always some shenanigans. Not always, but we might be up to no good. Sometimes it really is just pouring into each other and trying to gain insight and knowledge. It ain't always about the nonsense. So women understand that.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go to the next question. What do men need from women outside of the physical?
I would say for myself, I just need someone which I already have, so I guess but somebody that's constantly there for me no matter what the circumstances are, and somebody that's going to listen to me and try their best to understand, not necessarily agree with everything I'm saying, but at least listening to me. It's going to be by my side all the time, constantly.